Hi there folks. I thought I'll do a quick recap on how both the balance range video and the weekly plan shared over this weekend helped us navigate today's session, something you all had access to well ahead of time. As you all can see on my screen, I have the weekly chart open, something that was shared via Substack on Sunday. As you can see, during the overnight session, which is Globex EU London session, we had a balance breakdown. Now here's a golden rule you want to make a note of. Breakout or breakdown must be validated during RTH. And since ES was slated to open below the balance, at least we knew that a RTH test was definitely required. So that's the first magnet in your mind as soon as the session kick-started. Add to that the overlapping gap at 42.39 and Friday's low at 42.47 being untested, unfilled. At that point, you instantly knew, or you should have thought like we knew, that a mean reversion trade was the high probability trade idea. All we then had to do was wait for the price to test the potential excess zone that was marked at 42.22, 42.08, wait for that price action to develop, and that's your long. And as you can see, that zone has delivered a 60-point ripper and which filled the gap at 42.39 and subsequently 42.47, ultimately rallying into Friday's afternoon pullback high at 42.78.83, an area we had marked as resistance over at Discord, as you can see on the screenshot right here. Now, based on the balance rules I shared in my YouTube recording, there was absolutely no need for you to short once there was a 15 or 30-minute full body candle close back inside the balance. Here I'm referring to the balance range 42.51, 44.18, something that you can see even noted in my weekly plan, 3-week balance 42.51, 44.18. Now, the fact that the balance bottom was recaptured, that was your second opportunity to go long. That's the first thing, because we still had another 20 points run up until the next resistance, which is 42.78.83 being Friday's afternoon pullback high. But also, it was an opportunity or a signal for you to stop shorting, because you don't want to short on at any point in time when a balance is recaptured. At least in this case, there was no shorts at all to be taken. Now, the ideal location for short was always going to be Friday's afternoon pullback high. You may ask, so why? Now, there are three reasons for it. A, that's the EU low from Friday. And that's the crime scene, right? That's what marked also Friday's afternoon pullback high. Second, ES rallied 60 points into London close, which is essentially 60 points in 2 hours. That's the exhaustion of time and price kicking in. Now, of course, that factor alone is not sufficient. We required some form of intermarket confluence, and at that time, NQ was trading into Friday's high. Good enough reasons for us to pull the trigger. Now, you may wonder what's next. Well, based on the balance rules, you are watching if this pullback holds the balance bottom at 42.51 or fails. If it fails, then we know much lower targets below await. It's important to note, breakdown or breakout sometimes need validation over 2 or 3 sessions, which means a chop around 42.50s cannot be ruled out. Now, how best to navigate chop, it all depends on the then current context, the MGI, and how you think through those factors that are visible to all of us. Well, we had a fantastic session this morning. We secured the opening short based on gap rules. We flipped long to find the potential excess, and there you go. Even the resistance is working. So broadly, we had a very, very clear picture on the areas of engagement. Now, I really hope you guys used the information shared, effectively and efficiently to have a good Monday as well. If you missed watching the YouTube recording, then I do recommend you watch it again and again and again, maybe 3 times, until you're familiar with the balance rules, so that once this breakdown does materialize or a successful recapture does, you won't be caught off guard. Now that's all from me. You folks have a fantastic rest of the day. Oh, and yes, the YouTube recording is on my pinned tweet. See ya.